Hey everybody, Brannon Beliso here. What's happening, folks? Um, we've got a lot of questions here, and I'm going to give you a chance to get on, and a lot of people are going to want to hear this tonight. I asked a question to everybody where I basically said, what is the top question you need answered to better your business? And that's just not today, just in every day in 2017. As you come aboard, I want you to say, hey, I love to connect with everybody out there. That's at Facebook. While I'm waiting for everyone to get aboard, I'll talk about my day. We started with amazing classes this morning, and teams rocking at both locations, San Francisco as well as Millbrae. And then we both, at both locations, we had our holiday celebration. Our holiday celebration was Santa was there. We took pictures with the kids. We printed it, put it in a frame right there on the spot. So when at home they had it, that's going to hang on the refrigerator. It's a great retention tool. The event is a retention event. And then tomorrow we have 3 birthday parties in Millbrae. 3 birthday parties. I'm going to be putting out a program for that shortly on how to run the most amazing birthday party. And I think what makes our birthday party so amazing is the fact that we don't try to do a karate class and sell them memberships. That's what I think is the biggest challenge I see with most martial arts school karate birthday parties, is they try to simulate a class so they can get people interested in signing up. And for me, that's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. What it's really about is serving the birthday celebrant and the parents at the highest level and create a memorable experience that they'll talk about forever. Cool? So as you're coming aboard, go ahead and log in there and say hello. It is a very, very busy Saturday night here, as I can see at Facebook as well. So I want you to get aboard. I want everyone on this. And as you come aboard, please say hey. Let me know that you're there. Everybody check in, and then we're going to hop into these questions, okay? Wow, lots of people. Lots of people. So come aboard. I'm giving you a chance to log in. Lots of people there. Keep coming aboard. There you go. Good evening, James, sir. How are you? Don, good evening, sir. So you stayed awake, Don. Good for you. Good for you. Because we got, I'm going to show you. Look at all these Facebook questions you guys got here. You got a lot. So we're going to cover them. I just want everybody to get aboard. We got Andre Mavis all the way from Germany. Hey, Uncle Andre, make sure to say hi, okay? Because I see that you're here watching, but I want to know you're with me. Everybody say hello as you come aboard. Success never sleeps. And I'm hanging out with you, Brannon Beliso. I'm going to answer all your questions on how to improve our business in 2017, how to better our lives. So as you come aboard, everybody say hey, 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 hey. I'm very excited. We're having an amazing month. I looked today, and we're at $122,000 for the month. It looks like we're going to have a record month. But $122,000 so far in the month of December. And with, of course, the new year and everybody wanting to get in shape and do new things, it's just going to continue. That momentum is going to roll right in. We're at 1.65 million. I thought that's what we would do for the year, but it looks like we may close the door at 1.7 million, and that would be amazing for 2 locations. Each location is 3,700 square feet. San Francisco runs about 560 students. Millbrae runs about 360, so about 920 at this point. And I'm just very blessed. I'm very excited and very blessed. So as you come aboard, I see a lot of people aboard, but I want to hear you say, yeah, hello, hello, hello. Check in and let me know that you're there. I want to give you a chance to get aboard so we can answer all these questions. Something about Facebook Live that I really love is knowing the fact that you are there, that you're hanging out with me, and I have this audience. So as you come aboard, do say hey. Do say hey, and as I answer these questions, if you have a question, go ahead and put it in there. Put your questions in there. 3 birthday parties tomorrow. That's crazy in Millbrae, back to back to back. And while I'm waiting for you, hey Jamie, what's happening? Hey Master Deluxe, Adam. I think what makes our birthday parties, hey, good evening, Lawrence, sir. I think what makes our birthday parties so amazing, and what we've done is because we have a 5 and an 8-year-old, is we had the opportunity to go to every birthday party venue within probably about a 10-mile radius of our location. And when we're there, I take notes. I say, well, what's great about this? What don't I like about this? What can we replicate in our environment? What we can't. Of course, we don't have the trampolines, we don't have the bouncy house, we don't have the Chuck E. Cheese rat and all those video games. So what can we do better than anybody else? And one of the biggest things, hey Stephanie, what's up, Steph? One of the biggest things I find lack in Chuck E. Cheese, the bouncy house, the trampoline place is service. The level of service is 0 to none. They have some high school, college kids serve you cold pizza and just the band playing. It's not a great experience. The party rooms aren't even decorated nice. And so we experienced all that. So we created a birthday experience where the kid is the star, where we serve you way, 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 way above. For example, we're at a trampoline place a couple weeks ago, and we go up into the party room. There's no decorations, there's no happy birthday sign anywhere. And I think that's a huge miss. You can do theme-based birthday parties with us if you've seen any of the pictures, and our place is decked. It is decked out. The second thing I saw is when you walk into this party room, the pizza's not ready. It's not down. You have to sit and you wait till it's served. We don't do that. When you walk into our party room, the kids' plates have pizza on it and it's hot. See? So it's things like that. Just I'm constantly about looking at things and trying to make them better. Looking at things and making them better. That's really the gist of what we do. So when you think about a birthday party, when you think about classes, when you think about day camp, when you think about after school, just always look at ways to do it better. But you've got to look outside our industry. If all you do is sit within the walls of our industry, I believe some of it's innovative, but a lot of it's just regurgitated, repackaged products. So to be an innovator, you have to, one, stop thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. There is no box. And you need to move forward with that and take leads from other industries that are close to you in values and serves children. Okay? And I want to say that mindfully because I know we take a lot of our cues from the fitness industry. And these fitness marketing people will simply say to us, well, fitness is $1 billion industry. It makes a whole lot more money than the martial arts. I understand that. I understand that. But you know what? That doesn't mean we should take their lead. Right? I know a lot of industries, the tech industry, other industries that way outperform the martial arts industry. But unless it's in line with your values, like, I speak a lot about Apple. I share in their values. So I like to emulate their marketing. I like to take my leads from a lot of their cues. See, so if it aligns with your values, then so be it. If you like the fitness industry, then so be it. Align yourself with that. But I'm very mindful when we talk about producing our brand, producing our logo, producing our culture, producing our why, that I understand that clearly. If I'm going to use other examples, if I'm going to work with other people, I want to make sure that it aligns with my values. Cool? Okay, we got lots of people coming on. Do say hi as you climb aboard, and I'm going to get into these questions. So, the first one is from Justin DeLeon. How do I effectively advertise, communicate the beauty and benefits of martial arts to people who aren't familiar with martial arts culture? Well, I think it's really about asking the right questions. You can ask simply, why do you want to do the martial arts? Or what is it you don't like the martial arts that has stopped you from getting involved? If you can start a dialogue and you start a conversation and people engage with you, then you're beginning to plant seeds, Justin, seeds of trust, seeds of a potential relationship. But if all I do is sit there and toot my own horn and talk about how great the martial arts is, how great the culture is, how much, I could be shooting myself in the foot. Imagine going on a date and all that person does is talk about themselves and they never ask you at all. So when we talk about the beauty of the martial arts and effectively advertising, communicating that, I think there's many ways. Using people's stories is a great one. If you've got somebody that has had success with you and started, maybe in a challenging situation and they grew to be this great martial artist, this extremely fit person, then absolutely you could use that. So I find storytelling is become the forefront of social media, but it's also become the foundation of building trust. If you can tell a story, and it's not necessarily your story, Justin, but somebody else's story, somebody who got involved in the martial arts, one of your students, and the beauty of their growth and how they built confidence, all those different things, I think it's really powerful. So that's my kind of short take on that, Justin. But there's no, I don't think there's a right or wrong. People market differently, they behave differently, and that's okay. I think it's really important understanding why you do what you do, Justin, defining that clearly, and then go about creating that story. Not just yours, as I shared, but your students, other people that have found success with your program and the beauty and culture of the martial arts. Cool? All right. As you come aboard, I see a lot of people watching, but do say hi to me. I appreciate that a lot. I love to know that you're here. Let's go on to the next question. Chong Park. He's asking, do you have a student creed? Yes, we do. It's kind of an old student creed, though, right now, and I'm visualizing the new one that we're going to write. But right now, we borrowed some from Ed Parker, some from June Rhee, and then we mixed in our own. We made short sentences, and it goes like this. Hey, what's up, Alexandru? So number 1, I will develop myself in a positive manner. Number 2, I will respect others and myself. Number 3, I will develop self-discipline. Number 4, I will be humble, patient, and kind. Number 5, I will never be abusive or offensive. Number 6, I will use what I learn in class to help others and myself. Number 7, I will avoid anything or action that would hurt others and myself. And number 8, I will always strive to be my best. And that's going to morph. I think number 8 for us is going to be, I will always live my best life in line with our culture and our why. It's not the last thing I've been working on, but it's one of many things to shore up and promote our culture. Because as I share, once you understand your brand, once you understand your culture, your why, then you have to live, teach, and preach that culture in every shape, way, and form. Cool? So ours is live your best life. I've shared this before, but I just want to reiterate. We answer the phone at our school. Live your best life at One Martial Arts. Brannon speaking. We're going to bow out of class. We're finishing a class. We'll sit there and bow the class and say, all right, class, what are we going to go out there and do? Live our best life, sir. If I see a dad and I shake his hand, hey, how you doing today, sir? Are you living your best life? So we're constantly talking about, living, teaching, preaching about our culture. Cool? Cool. Wow, more people coming on. Please say hi. Let me know that you're there. Let's go to the next question. Kelly Thurman wants to know about podcast equipment. This is a podcast right here, Kelly, of sorts, right? So if you're doing just an audio podcast, maybe through iTunes or something like that, you could get a better mic. Absolutely. If you want to do a video one like this, you could probably, if you're using an iPhone, a tripod's important. I would use maybe a better camera lens. You could attach, some earbuds or a microphone to your iPhone. There's what I think is even more important is content. People will excuse the quality of a video if the content's good. Think how many videos go viral that are shot really poorly, but because the content is so shocking or so relevant or so moving, people are all over that, right? They're all over it. So I do think when you talk about podcast equipment, Kelly, I really want you to think about the content and why of your podcast. Why are you doing it? Cool? So I hope that helps a little bit. And just Google it. Simple, inexpensive podcast equipment. You're going to find tons of it, Kelly. Tons of it. Brandon Richard wants to know, what do you use in your car to hold your phone for my podcast? My wife got it for me. It's kind of like a clip with a magnet on the end of it. So I can just put my phone up against it and my phone sticks to it. And of course I'm hands-free and I like to talk and drive. And I really do, I mindfully do not look down at the phone. That's an important one for me. So I know people are concerned about that, but I do my best work that way, driving from A to B. If I'm sitting still in a car, I got to move. That's why when I do my consults, I'm always walking because my left and right brain align. I hope that helps. And you can find those online, Brandon, real easy. Charles Jackson is asking, what is the daily checklist for a school owner? Man, I think there's a number of components. You have the everyday operations, open the door, take the money, teach the classes. Then you've got the moving forward, what your business is going to look like in 3 or 5 years from now, Charles, right? And that could be how many locations, how many active students, how much revenue do you want to generate? But what are you doing every day to get there? See, when you talk about that list, the here has to happen or we don't, survive. Open the door, take the money, teach the classes. So there's a list there, right? Open the door, check the machine, answering machine, return calls, right? Work on curriculum development, train the team, teach the classes, etc., etc., etc. But there's always working on there. What is your business going to look like in 3 to 5 years? And what am I doing on a daily basis to move there? Are you writing an action plan? Are you building a team for that new location? Are you scouting new locations? Are you creating a budget, finding out where that, revenue is going to come from to open that next school. Right now we're really working on medical benefits. A couple of my guys are going to come of age and they're going to not be on their parents' insurance, so that's part of there. We want medical. Part of there is increasing our tuition because minimum wage is going up in San Francisco. Part of there is the potential of a third location, and the band played on. Cool? So that's the there. Then of course, for me also on that checklist is my own personal time. Right? Being healthy, working out, managing my stress, spending family time, all those different things. So when you talk about what is a daily checklist, God, Charles, there's so many things on them. But again, only you can write that checklist because that is your checklist. You feel me? All right. Bill Piper wants to know, training on how to use flows effectively. Well, first of all, just like any system, Bill, I want you to design what is the flow for. Why are you writing this email flow? And I've had lots of inputs on writing flow. I study and read a lot about writing content that's not salesy, but is able to capture the lead and make them want to do a trial. Again, it's really about asking the right questions. And when somebody first opts in, right, we get a website lead. What do we do with it? Well, we have to find out if it's kickboxing or if it's kids karate or if it's our preschool or if it's our day camp, what it is. Once we know that, then we can tag them with a flow and they start getting emails. Now, I've read a lot of different things. We choose to do 4 emails. 1 the first day, 1 2 days later, 1 2 days after that, and 2 days after that, for a total of 7 days. After that, we leave you alone. And that's our choice. And we say it. The header on the second email is still thinking about it. The header of the third email is what are you waiting for? And I think the fourth email is something like, but it's positive. It's basically, we don't want to bother you. We want to honor your space. I think it's called something like that. So again, when you talk about, Bill, how to use flows effectively, it's how to write them first. You got to learn to write those flows and ask you why. Right? What is it that I should offer them in the first email? What is it that I should offer them in the second email? And so forth. Cool? So really focus on that first. And then I think the clarity on how to use the flows effectively will make more sense. Cool? I mean, if you just open up with buy now, buy now, buy now in every email, you're going to numb them. They want to know who you are. They want to trust you. And I think that's important. Hey, what's up, Sal? So let me go back here and look at a couple of these questions. James is asking, how many programs do you offer at your academy? Well, a program that I wrote, Excellent Kids, is my preschool program. We have youth karate, we have adult karate, and we have kickboxing. 4 basic programs. Then, of course, we have day camps, which are seasonal. And at the Millbury location, we have after school. And both locations do birthday parties. Okay? You might not call them programs. So basically, fundamentally, 4 programs. I'm really about quality over quantity. The jam test, it's a very proven test. Somebody put out 60 different types of jams. People sampled like 20 or 30 of them. And I think like 30% of the people actually bought a jam. The other one put out 6 jams. And like 80% of the people tried it because there were only 6. And like 60% of the people bought. So it really is not about quantity, it's about quality. I'm an old school Kempo stylist. I love Kempo karate, our version of it. And I stay true to that. I just find innovative ways to present it, to teach it, and make sure that we still get great black belts out of it. Because that's a value thing, right? So I hope that answers your question, James. Yeah, this is one of our grandmas. She's talking about how great her 6-year-old birthday stands out as a happy, most memorable one. Well, yeah. Yep. We get it. Hey, what's up, Alvin? What's up, Sal? Katie's watching. All right, so let me get back to these questions. And do keep typing yours in, okay? Raja, how do I open a successful new location with 2 other schools nearby? Well, the fact that there are 2 other schools nearby, I take it you've all done a demographic study, right? You understand that where you're opening a school, you have the demographic to support it. Preferably, I want 5 to 6 elementary schools within a 2 to 3 mile radius. Absolutely. I want to make sure there's preschool, so we have up-and-coming kids. We do want a middle school. In the high schools, we have 2 of them. So, and I want to be in a relevant location as well. So I take it you've done all that demographic studies, right, Raja? I hope you have, right? So that's done. Second, It's kind of like restaurant row. When you see one restaurant, then there's two, there's three, there's four. I don't think they're competing with one another. I think they're competing with themselves to create an experience that people want again and again. Feel me? So with that said, my San Francisco location, which has 560 students, Rajo, I have 5 martial arts schools in about a 3 or 4 block radius. Can you believe that? Insane. I can look out the window in San Francisco and see 2 kung fu schools. But we're not concerned about what they do. We're really concerned about presenting our culture and our programs in the best light possible and then finding ways to do it better. We focus on service and how to serve better. So I don't believe it's really an issue. I think success of any location is based upon the demographic study. Is there a need for your service? And then 2, making sure my products, all my programs rock, my team rocks, my systems rock. The experience we create each and every time they come through the door is amazing. So I'm not concerned about the 2 other schools nearby because I have 5 of them, as I shared, in a 3 to 4 block radius. Hey, Alvin. James, your question is, do you hold testings and graduations at your academy or do you host them off-site? Well, we've really innovated that. I speak a lot at graduations. And I would go to these graduations and they go on for hours in a big gym, 800 students, 800 people. And I'm going, wow, okay, what is the purpose of this graduation? And I realized a lot of it was to get people to want to upgrade to the Black Belt Club, to get a lot of people to do that. So I was waiting to speak, and I was standing behind this dad who looked really agitated. And directly in front of him, he had his son who was earning a yellow belt. He was earning a yellow belt, okay? And so the kid got up and did like 3 or 4 moves and sat back down. And then they went through everybody else. And then after that, they did the black belt slideshow and the demo team and black belt board breaking. People promoted the black belt. And this dad was on the phone with the wife talking under his breath going, this is such BS. I didn't know it was going to be like this. And I really thought about that. And I recognized that. People's time is precious. It is so, 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 so precious with school, family time, maintaining the home, all that. So, James, we actually do testing right in class. We test every week with some of the white belts if they have all 6 tips. We test at the end of every month. We test at the end of every quarter. Now, in an ideal world, yes, everybody would be on the 3-month rotation. That is not the case. It just doesn't go down that way. So we make sure that nobody gets left behind. We'll comp private lessons. We'll do that. But also, I think the other thing about that, James, I don't want to celebrate mediocrity. When you go from 1st to 2nd grade, is there this big, huge celebration? No. 2nd to 3rd, 3rd to 4th. There is when you leave elementary school and go to middle school, there might be something. When you leave middle school and go to high school, when you leave high school and go to college. But those in-between grades should not be celebrated. If we celebrate mediocrity, we'll never learn or achieve greatness. I hope that makes sense. And we don't do them off-site. Why spend that money? Remember, we don't have belt testing fees. We don't charge for those things. So we want to accommodate testing within their class if possible and not inconvenience our parents. Now, I have seen in rural America where there might be fewer activities and things to do, people find those social gatherings important. So it might be a little bit different in rural areas. An urban environment like San Francisco or even Millbrae, that's not necessary at all. At all. Master Deluxe has 7 elementary schools in 3 miles, and you should be rocking it, sir. We're at 360 something in Millbrae in 22 months. You should be killing it. You should be killing it just like that. Cool? All right. Hey, man, there's so many people aboard. As you come aboard, please say hi. I love to know that you're there. Hey, Johnny. Wow, keep the questions coming in. Let me take a look at the next one. Chris Felt, how do I deliver more value? Well, I think it's much like our own personal experience, Chris. Every day you should strive to be a better version of yourself, correct? So if you want to deliver more value every day, 7 martial arts schools in a 3-mile radius. Yeah, that's not bad, Adam. Just encourage you to do what you do even better. Hey, what's up, Jason, sir? Jason Mo. I don't know if I've met you before, sir. That's the first time I believe I've seen your name on one of my Facebook Lives. So, If every day I try to be a better version of myself, then every day we want to teach our curriculum better than we did yesterday. Every day we want to have a curriculum that's better than it was yesterday. Every day we want to make our service better than it was the day before. Every day we want to make the experience better than it was before. But it is a conscious thing, Chris. You consciously have to work at it. We redid our curriculum videos this year for the third time in 10 years. Wow, right? Because we know if we deliver a better product for people to train, they can train more effectively at home, they'll be more prepared for class, and they'll pass their stripes, they'll pass their tests. So value for me, really, Chris, is a mindful experience. Every day I have to wake up and say to myself, how can I serve people better? How can we teach curriculum better? How can I train my team better? How can I inspire them better? How can I be a better example? Really, that experience that we create, Chris, starts from the inside, and it resonates outward. Who can feel me on that? Anybody? Can you feel me? Type it in there. We got a lot of people watching, but I'd love to. Hey, there you are. You're very welcome, James. I hope that helps. Jeremy Epstein, the top 10 system examples to manage a team. I think the number one system, especially with our demographic, which is predominantly high school and college, is training them on how to teach that curriculum. Training them on how to teach that curriculum. That's the biggest one, because you've got this young team. You need to write systems for them to do it better than you. Then you got to train them on it. And then you train them again. And you train them some more. And as you evolve as a teacher, as you evolve with the curriculum, guess what? You're going to retrain them again on the same thing because it's evolved to a higher level. So I think, writing the systems to train my team is number one. Then, of course, front-end systems. How to welcome a new person, how to process them, intake, all those different things. I think that's really, really important. How to answer the phone. We don't use phone scripts, but the system of being able to ask the right questions to inspire people to trust you, to be involved in the conversation, I think that's a system of sorts, right? And you can role play and do things like that to, offer different scenarios and how you would treat them. I think systems for day camp, systems for after school. God, Rainmaker is really our brain, so Rainmaker is a lot of systems for processing people. Intake forms, billing people on a monthly basis. Systems for day camp, systems for after school, I think I mentioned that. Systems for birthday parties. We live by systems. We all have systems. We use them all the time, but do we use them consciously with a why? My why when I wake up in the morning wasn't anything I thought about. I like to get out of the bed on the left side. I go to the bathroom first. Then I put hot water on. I make a cup of tea with lemon, and the band played on. Okay? The band played on. So everything's a system. And I think what you really need to do, Jeremy, is write down all those systems that pertain to the team. A system of managing their time off. We got high school and college kids, so we wrote a system that if you need a day off, even if it's on a day's notice, it's your job to find somebody to cover your shift. And if you can, fine. If you don't, you got to work. So they don't even bring that to me. I'll walk in and go, oh, I thought so-and-so was working today. Well, they're going to go, to a concert, and they asked me to cover for them. I'm cool with it. See, that's a system we wrote because they're young and things come up at a moment's notice at that age. It just does. No, you must have a 2-week notice in writing. Submit it to me. We don't do that because we understand the culture of the demographic we're working with, which is my teams are predominantly high school and college kids. It's the way it rolls. All right? Let's see what else I got here. Corey Rose, you're right. Corey's saying, if you're not pushing to be better every day, how could you ask your students to do so? Yeah, because great leadership today, Corey, I'm sure everybody would agree, isn't in your every thought, word, and action. You've got to be the best example for everybody to follow. I can't say that enough. I just can't say that enough. Cool? All right, let's look at the next question. Miko Riggs, front office and staff. That's a big one, because I look at the front desk like the front line. They're the first impression people get of our business. So you want to make sure your front desk is on point. Does it have to be a program director / front desk and you're paying $50K a year to begin with? No. It really isn't. Most of my front desk is high school in Millbrae and college. San Francisco, my sister who's older works there. We have Mrs. Delacruz, she's older, who works there. But for the majority, we use a pretty young team. And what we realize, if we give them the tools to be successful, we give them the why. When somebody calls and needs information, why should you serve them well? When somebody walks up to the front desk and their payment's been double billed, or why is it that they're there, and why do we need to serve them well? I think that's really the question there, Miko, when you talk about front office and staff. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one, but I believe it's the law of attraction. If you're running a successful company that people want to work for, Miko, guess what? You're going to attract people into your business. It happens for us all the time. We get great people to work for us because we put out great energy, and people are attracted to it. So we have people applying that fit our culture all the time, all the time. So Alvin's asking about marketing in the suburbs. Well, San Francisco is 20 minutes away from Millbrae, and very urban in San Francisco. Millbrae is very rural, more suburban. We find Facebook ads work really well in San Francisco, not so well in Millbrae. And I'm okay with that. Millbrae is really about, and Millbrae, which again is a suburb, is about being in the community, Alvin. You need to be in the community all the time. All the time. Whether it's a PTA fundraiser, whether it's a walkathon, whether it's a bully talk, whether it's offering free birthday parties to an elementary school. We did one where we offered a free party to the graduating class. Things like that. You need to be in the community all the time, Alvin, all the time. Because even more so in a more suburban area, word of mouth and referral is super strong. Super, super strong. So if they see your presence, they see you all the time, they see you in the community, it's super important. But you can really kill that by standing around and just trying to sell people and collect leads. It can really, really diminish the experience. All right? It really, really can. It can. It can. So we're ever mindful that wherever we go, whether we're donating a cotton candy machine to an event, or one we did recently was the Turkey Trot. They did a walkathon for 1.5 miles. The Rotary Club has, the Millbrae Lions Club actually has pancakes and sausage waiting. So we need to donate toppings: blueberries, strawberries, bananas, whipped cream, yogurt, granola. And we don't try to sell anything. But we're in our One Martial Arts gear. We put a sign up saying, everything courtesy of One Martial Arts. If they know that you're a business that cares, Alvin, then I think that's so effective, because as the old saying goes, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. You feel me? So that's about my basics about marketing in the burbs. Sean Fitzpatrick wants to know how to make the most of our resources, both financially and man hours, to increase numbers. Well, that's a tough one, because with limited resources, it's hard to do a lot of marketing. It's hard to pay somebody to teach if you don't have the resources to do it. Cool? So if I would say, if anything, is stick to your budget, teach more yourself, but be mindful, because if you're doing all the teaching and you don't have sounding boards, people to tell you that, hey, this could be better or that could be better, and you see your numbers are flatlined and you don't know why, it's because people won't come to you. People will not come to you. Hey, you're very welcome, Alvin. You're welcome, sir. People will not come to you, Sean, and tell you that you suck or they don't like something. They will simply leave, because people don't like confrontation. So I think it's vital to put out a lot of surveys. Survey people so you can find out if you suck or not. Because we're all famous in our own minds. We all think our teaching is great. But if our numbers aren't improving, they're not increasing, then I would have to look at that. Because money or no money, we know referrals are still the best way to get new business. And if you're teaching amazing classes, if you're serving people really well, if you're putting your clients first, I'm hard-pressed to believe that your school is not going to grow. I really, really am. So that's the first part. Now, we all want to increase our numbers. But anytime somebody asks me, how do I get 10 more students? I'm going to pose a different question. Well, not really a question, a statement. What I observe, if your only question is, how do I get more students to increase my numbers? I would be led to believe your back door is wide open. Number one, the back door is wide open. So you need to close that back door by improving your retention, by improving your systems, by improving your level of staff training so your team teaches better, by improving the experience for your clients. That is first when it comes to retention. And then after that, of course, you have to get out into the community. If you're not, then I don't know. I don't know, because everything is about increasing numbers, right? I get it. So the old adage, which I still believe, enrollment, retention, renewal, enrollment, retention, renewal, it's about enrolling new students, retaining the ones you have, and renewing the ones that are on the fence. That's it. That's it. And if you're working with that framework, Sean, and you're constantly making inroads to improve whatever you're doing in those three areas, whatever you're doing right now in enrollment, improve that, Sean. Whatever you're doing right now with retention, improve that. Whatever you're doing to renew students, improve that. Improve those areas, Sean, and I believe you'll see a big uptick in those numbers. It doesn't matter if I get 10 new students if 10 go out the back door. Those net students every month are based upon how many sign up from trials and how many quit. And that's your net new at the end of the month, all right? So Ken's asking, who to best market, how to best market. Well, we've talked a lot about that. If you're not utilizing social media to the fullest, predominantly Facebook and Facebook ads and boosts, and of course, sharing, liking, posting, that's very important. You gotta comment, like, and post. Comment, like, and post. Because if all you do is post, 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 but you never comment on your parents' stuff if they run a 5K, or comment when one of your students is doing a piano recital, you're missing the boat. People need to know that you care about what they're doing, right? That, going back again, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. So I'm ever diligent to make sure, and you can't just put excellent, awesome. It needs to be a little thorough more comment than that. I really like, how they played that piano. They showed that focus they learned in class, right? If they post a video. So you have to be a little more, and just liking it, that's okay. But if you take the time to comment, that shows you care. So I'm learning to be a little more diligent about that. But I see people, because I wake up in the morning and I'll see one person hit me like on all my stuff. And I find zero value in that. All I did was wake up and look at me and go like. Did they watch the video? I doubt. Did they read everything? I'm doubtful, because they just like. It's almost systematic, right? Like the telemarketer. It's got no love. So when you like something, you can possibly post a relevant comment pertaining to that. It's super, super powerful. Cool? All right. Christopher Carlson, how do you define a clear mission statement and how to go about starting that process? That's a great one, Christopher, because you know me, I'm huge on that. So how do you define a clear mission statement? Well, I think it first begins, Christopher, with understanding your values. What are your values? Be it integrity, to do the right thing, family, the most important part of your life. Define your values, because each and every day, whether I make money or not, and I lay my head down on the pillow, I want to know I did right by people. So integrity is a big one, to always do the right thing. That's very big for me. And then another one is service. I serve with this industry. I serve my clients the same way, way beyond what they pay me, because I believe on over promising and over delivering. If perceived added value, if I give you more than you pay for, we have a relationship for life. You feel me? So I think that's a big one too. So once you understand your values, Christopher, then you go about creating your why. If I was to ask you right now, everybody that's on here, why would I want to do martial arts at your school versus Joe Karate down the street? And if you sing the same song and dance as everybody else, and the same landing page that everybody else has, and the same we teach focus, we teach confidence, oh man, then I as the consumer don't see a difference between you and Joe Karate down the street. So I'm looking for who's cheaper and who's closer to my home. Those are the worst buying places for me. I want people to find value, be willing to drive 100 miles, and be willing to pay me top dollar. So I need to produce the team, the curriculum, the environment, everything to support that. You feel me? So I think that's really, really important. And so once you know your why, and you can tell me why you do what you do, then you're in a much, much better position. I've been working with a lot of people. We have Centerpoint Martial Arts. We have Inspire Martial Arts. We have Ascend Martial Arts. Mavis Dojo in Germany. We have all these schools that I'm working with, and I'm so passionate on helping them understand their why. Ours is live your best life. Our purpose statement is a little longer. We are one, a community dedicated to serving you in every moment to live your best life. And it hangs up on both walls of our school, right? At the front desk and in the waiting area. It's powerful. We take ownership of that each and every day. Each and every day. So if a team member goes, why do I have to clean the bathroom in between classes, sir? Well, because a mom can't go in there and live her best life if there's pee on the floor. How come we have to straighten up the equipment rack between classes? Well, the next instructor can't live his best life and teach the best class possible if he can't find the equipment because things are so messed up. Why do we train every Tuesday, sir? Because we want to live our best life. See? So once you have this purpose statement, then it can go from there. Now, Christopher, I'm going to tell you, we spent close to a year writing We Are One, a community dedicated to serving you in every moment to live your best life. Something as simple as We Are One, a community. It was We Are One, a family. We Are One, a team. We Are One, a tribe. We went through all these different things to finally realize it's about community. Community is a bigger net. Its community is like family, at large. So we worked really, really hard on that purpose statement, and it all was based upon our values and our why. And collectively, Christopher, we sat down together writing this purpose statement because you have input, you have say. It's not just my vision, it's now our vision. It is our purpose statement. So if you have a team in place, Christopher, and you can sit together and write, and just ask people, why do you do what you do? Why would people come to us and train here? Why should somebody choose to come and train here? And the band played on. And you can survey people too, Christopher. You need to gather data. But again, it's all based upon you as the leader. What is your vision? What are your values? To discovering through self-discovery, Christopher, what is your why? Cool? All right. So I've answered, I think. Did I cover all these questions? Let's see. I think I have. So we're going to open it up. We're going to open up to you folks. What are your questions for me? What do you got for me, folks? Go ahead and type in your questions. I want you to see this. Take a look at this. This is where we're at for the year. Look at that. Everybody see that? Can you see that? $1,659,060.52. What do you see that? This is right out of Rainmaker. $1,659,060.52. Does everybody see that? You guys see that? And I don't post that kind of stuff to brag. I just post it because I want you guys to see that there is another way. There is another way. And remember, we do all of this without contracts. We do this without, test fees, enrollment fees, upgrades. We do none of those things, and we don't do heavy retails. And I don't share it to brag. I share it to you because there is another way. And if it resonates with you at a heart level, then I encourage you to climb aboard. All right? So, what other questions you have before I get out of here? Hey, Phil. What's up, Manal? What's up, Drew? What questions do you have for me tonight? And now that we covered business, they could be, more. Sorry about that. I've really, really learned that if I live from a success mindset, if I'm the best example through my every thought, word, and action as a leader, then I offer myself the better chance of success. Success for me was elusive when I didn't know who I was, when my why wasn't clear, when I wasn't living my best life, when I wasn't the best example for people to follow. So I find a lot of my success is based upon understanding me through self-discovery, through expressing myself, through writing, through Facebook Live posts like this. It's really about understanding who I am and why I do what I do, purposefully. So what other questions you got? Hey, Master Deluxe. I just got a new bookkeeper. Any tips on anything? Any tips on anything using one? Well, I think with a bookkeeper, and we just went through this year, is being very specific about your needs. And if you don't know what they are, educate yourself. I had a great bookkeeper. She was awesome, but we just went way over budget with her. She had a certain way of doing things, and it was a little more thorough. But as far as the IRS is concerned, a lot of that information we didn't need. So she was doing a lot of extra hours, which wasn't necessary. So we ended up parting ways, and I'm going to a new bookkeeper. This time it's in the family. I have a sister with an MBA in accounting and bookkeeping. I'm going to take it to her. We're growing at such a pace. I need to have an accountant. Well, my accountant is separate from my bookkeeper, and that's just so Peter can watch Paul. But we're in a position where things are changing financially, so it's important to Adam that I have the accountant checking the bookkeeper checking the accountant, and then they filtered through me, and the band played on. So it's really, Adam, about being clear about the hours, clear about how much you're going to pay them, clear about what is it that they're going to do. Are you going to have them do your payroll, or are you going to run it through something like Paychecks? Are you going to have them write checks and send in all your bills, which I highly recommend. Automate as much of that stuff as you can. Use bill pay. Set that all up. Do it that way, okay? Absolutely do it that way. And it's really, it is about, do you share the same values, Adam? Do you trust this person? I think that's really, really important. At least it is for me. It's really important for me. So, just share with me as things happen and arise, because sometimes you might find a bookkeeper that's not doing enough work, so you can get audited by the IRS, or they're doing too much work and it's costing you a lot of money. Okay? So be mindful of that. Next question. And Adam, I want to also ask, is it time for a bookkeeper? There's simple things we can do in QuickBook. What is there? Rent? Electricity? What? I hope you do everything on one credit card.